It's also important as we go along to recognize that if we're going to be successful, then we have to be, the word that was often used this morning is more transparent. We have to continue to be able to talk about what's not working as well as what is working. It's something, for all of us, how many of us like to get up in front of a friend, a spouse, guys don't mind doing it with a bunch of friends. Guys will get up and hang out with a bunch of friends and talk about how horrible they feel, and they had too many beers last night, and or it's just not really working very well, and I think they wasted and tossed me out. But most of us don't like to kind of walk around and talk like that. Most of us like to go around and say, that's good, things are okay. We like to talk about what's working in our lives, and the same with our programs. So, in family care, we tend to over-exaggerate when we're advocating for family care continuing that how great everything is. Now the new IRIS program, and some of the folks who work with IRIS don't want to admit that some of the IRIS consultants whose qualification requirements are to be 18 years old to be able to have a good lunch, some don't quite know what they're doing yet. And so some people are kind of asking for support from IRIS, and they get hooked up with somebody who doesn't quite know what they're doing. Well, these are growing pains. Now, are they okay in a state that wants to be excellent in what we do? No, it's not okay, but it's real. And things don't get fixed if we sit behind a screen and say everything is fine. Things get fixed when we say things are working, and then here's some things that aren't working so well. Because those are the things that need to be addressed. Those are the things that we need to pay attention to. The path ahead, the last few minutes, just want to share with you, and I don't really have much to add other than what folks have said this morning. It has to be in partnership. It has to be in partnership. That's part of what we lost for a number of years, for whatever combination of reasons, and you know how Susan said it this morning, it is time to look ahead. It's time to move forward at this point in time. There was a stretch in which we seem to have lost the partnership amongst those of us who are involved in state government, in our communities, as service providers, as individuals with disabilities and advocates. We kind of got at each other's throats. We didn't support one another, we didn't work one another well. That's a recipe for disaster. And if we don't change that, if we don't become, several people want to use the word transparent, more transparent in how we work together, in how we share together, in how we fight together. We love the Rose sitting here. You know those nice things he said about Kitty Rose this morning? He paid it. He don't have enough money. He believed it. And yet, how often have you guys sat there in your office, Kitty, or someplace, sometime in a public forum, and disagreed? I mean, you could not disagree more. And yet, we work together with great respect over the years. That's the strength of Wisconsin. It's the strength of democracy. It's the strength of our country, and it's what we decry as citizens right now when we see that's not happening. And for these programs that we care so deeply about, that people with disabilities and their families so much rely on, we owe them that. We owe them that transparency, that partnership, that trust, that opening up to say, we will trust one another. We will be honest with one another. There will be no gag orders, as there were in some managed care organizations for health care, where physicians weren't allowed to talk to their patients about a variety of treatment options that might cost too much. There were no gag orders to physicians. There's been no gag orders to providers who complain about what's not working, what needs to be better. And we truly need to value all perspectives. And I'm saying this redundantly. The people that we support and their families know so much more than we give them credit for in our actions. One of the things that we need to do and can do is every one of us can do that wherever we work, wherever we live, wherever our roles and responsibilities are, is we can let families know, let individuals with disabilities know that the design of family care, that the design of IRIS is based upon their expertise. And based upon them bringing to the table whoever is important to their life to help craft a life that makes sense to them. Because we are missing that. We are missing it badly at family care. We're missing it badly in Iris. Service providers is something that those of you who are service providers, you can do. You are closer to individuals with disabilities than just about anybody. You know that. And you can reach out and you can let people know the authority, the responsibility that they have in this current system. We have the brains of Wisconsin. We're smart, we Midwesterners. We truly are. If that's tribalism and localism and, I'm a Badger and I'm darn proud of it. You can ask that. Or basketball. Oh, is that painful. But we're smart. They created some of the very best programs anywhere in the world. We still have people. I got an email from a guy in Korea, South Korea, yesterday. He wants to bring 10 people here to Wisconsin to see what we're doing around self-determination, self-directed supports. We know how to do this stuff. And the we isn't just the wizards in the Department of Health Services. The we is the people in our community work centers, in our families. Every part of the system. And we have the heart. We have the heart. Our programs have been based on that. Have based on that care. We are a state that cares about its people deeply at every level. Now, do we have the courage? And that's the question. The cowardly lion was a lion. Lions are strong and powerful. He didn't know he was strong. And he didn't have the courage to do what needed to be done. And we have the courage to admit our struggles. We have the courage as providers to say, okay, this is what we've been doing and we're good at it for the last 25 years. Now it looks like people might be asking something differently from us. That's really exciting, but it's scary too. It's scary. Do we have the courage to move forward with it? And I think we do. I think we do. We've got the brains. We've got the heart, we've got the courage. And if we work together, I think we not only will see that family care and Iris will succeed, we will see that the people that we support, older people, young people with disabilities, their families, those who work in the system to support them, will create a Wisconsin that we will not only be proud of, but the rest of the nation will be flocking to work from. So thank you as you do this work.